Welcome to another edition of SoCal Scents. I am Jeff, and I'm going to do some first impressions of some new 2025 fragrances. Also, a first impression of a couple 2024 fragrances that I just got to try and experience now. But let's start this off right away. If you haven't checked out my shorts, definitely check out my shorts. There'll be more thorough version of this on the shorts for each individual fragrance, but I want to wrap it all into one picture. First one up, though, is going to be Givenchy Gentleman Society Ambree. This is an EDP concentration. Now, I tried this today for the first time, and I sprayed it on. I'm like 8 or 9 hours into it. I can still smell it. It's a very soft skin scent at this point. But when I first sprayed it, I thought, this smells like Gentleman Society Extreme. If you didn't tell me that this was a different fragrance, I would have just assumed it was Extreme. Having sprayed Extreme, then right after that, they do smell different next to each other. But if you didn't know, you'd probably just say it's a variation of Extreme. After like 5-10 minutes, the warm amber starts to kick in a little bit, which sets it apart even a little bit more. It smells nice. It smells really, really good. I think this is a fantastic release by Givenchy. If you like Society Extreme or Society. If you're not into the Society fragrances, you probably won't enjoy this one this much. But if you just liked Society or like Society Extreme, you may like this one a little bit more. This one is definitely geared more towards the colder nights, so the fall and winter. And you could probably pull this off on a cold spring night as well. But yeah, Society Extreme or Society Ambree is a nice addition. I like this fragrance. I think it smells good. I also liked Society Extreme. I also liked Society. It just depends on which version you want to go for. Honestly, it's closer to Society Extreme. It's just a little nuance different than that. It's not crazy out of the ballpark. So if you didn't like Society Extreme, there's a chance you might not like this one as well. But if you like Society Extreme, I think you'll like Ambree as well. So yeah, I have all the samples in my hand so I don't forget what we're talking about. Then we have Born in Roma Extradose. Now, this fragrance came out this year. It's nice. Honestly, this fragrance to me smells like a mix of the Eau de Toilette, the original one, and the Intense. So Born in Roma EDT and Born in Roma Intense. It takes the freshness from the EDT back to the Intense and it brightens that up. So it's kind of a hybrid between the two. Now, Born in Roma Intense to me was just like they took vanilla and added it to the EDT. This one adds the freshness back to the Intense, and it's a nice hybrid. Having said that, if you own the EDT or if you own Intense, this is going to be a redundant purchase for you. If you don't own either of them, this I think is the best one of the bunch. Born in Roma Extradose to me smells better than both of those. But if you own either one of those, you don't need this fragrance. But if you don't have this fragrance, I definitely say it's worth checking out. I actually really, really like Extradose, but totally redundant if you already own those two. If you don't own those two, I would say honestly check out getting that one. All right. Third one up, then we have Stronger With You Parfum. Stronger With You is the most hip TikTok hyped fragrance. That and the Le Male fragrances are crazily hyped on TikTok. I don't get it, but they're hyped there. This one has a leather accord underneath it. So it's like you took Stronger With You and added a leather nuance underneath it. Now, I was reading a review of it and someone's like, it's like you took Tom Ford's D'Ambre leather that came out last year and mixed it with Stronger With You. You get the Parfum version of it. And that's 100% the case. Now, this is the most mature smelling of the main Stronger With You line. This is going to be terrible for teenagers. Honestly, it probably is going to be great for the 30 plus up crowd. But you got to like the Stronger With You DNA and you got to like that leathery nuance. If you don't like either of the two, I don't think this will be for you. If you know you like both of those scents, I think you're going to love this scent. For me, I still think the most mass appealing and the easiest to wear of the entire line is going to be Stronger With You Absolutely. So I'm still going to put Stronger With You Absolutely in first place. But if you know you like that, if D'Ambre leather mixed with Stronger With You sounds like you're going to dig that, you're going to like Stronger With You Parfum. But if you're not into leather undertones and if you're not into the original Stronger With You because it's very sweet and very clawing, probably not for you, but I enjoy it. All right. Next up, we have Le Beau Flower Edition. As you guys know, I don't like Le Beau EDT. I don't like Le Beau Le Parfum. I actually think Le Beau Le Parfum smells actively bad. Paradise Garden is the best smelling of the Le Beaus, but it has coconut in it, and so I hate coconut fragrances. Coconut is my least favorite fragrance note. Le Beau Flower Edition has the least amount of coconut, is mainly a tonka heavy fragrance, and it smells the best. I think it's the best of the Le Beau line. Having said that, it's a skin scent. It is the most skin scent of skin scents. I've worn this like 3, maybe 4 times at this point. When you spray it on, it smells really, really good. It's fresh, clean laundry detergent. I wore it to the gym the other day, and honestly, it just smelled like I had lotion on my skin. Like, that's what you smelled, was like clean skin. It is a skin scent among skin scents. If I were going to suggest a skin scent for you, it would probably be Flower Edition. It smells good though. I think it's the best Le Beau, but you have to know that going into that. Having said that, if you're looking for just a clean laundry detergent style of Le Male Eau Fresh is the significantly better fresh fragrance as a whole. So if you want that laundry detergent style of fragrance, Le Male Eau Fresh is gonna be the thing I'm gonna suggest to you. I would even say, like, if you're looking for a laundry detergent style fragrance, I would say Ralph's Club is even a better option than this, because you can get it for significantly less than the Le Males. Does it smell good? Yes. Is it the best of the Le Beaus? I actually think yes. But it's a skin scent, and you have to want to wear a skin scent to wear this kind of fragrance. If you don't like wearing skin scents, because I know a lot of you are like, it has to project when I walk into the room, which is not good if you want compliments, just FYI. It's better to be discovered wearing a fragrance than announced wearing a fragrance. That's why sillage is way more important than projection. But for those of you that like to choke people out, this ain't it. But yeah, all right. Then we have Dolce & Gabbana Devotion. Then this is the Uomo edition. So make sure it's the Uomo and not the female version, the Donna version, because the bottles look pretty much the same. Devotion is a coffee fragrance. It's coffee and lemon, and that's jarring for some people. But when I smell this, the thing it reminds me the most of is Robert Graham Velour. And that was discontinued literally right as it got hyped in like 2019, somewhere around there. And there hasn't really been like a true like coffee fragrance in the designer realm for men for a little bit. You're either going to like this one or you're going to think the coffee and lemon smells weird. There's not going to be really an in-between. I don't hate this fragrance. It's not an instant love for me. I actually think it smells pretty good. But I've definitely known some people that just don't like this fragrance. They think it smells weird. And that wasn't the case for me. I actually thought it smelled pleasant. But I also know that this fragrance will not be for everybody. It is going to be fall, winter, ideally, maybe pushing into some cooler spring days, because there is a freshness to it from that lemon. So you could wear it in the spring. But yeah, it won't be for everybody. But for those of you that it is good for, you'll really like it. All right. Then we have, I'll do one that I like. Phantom Elixir. It's the newest from the Phantom line. It's in an Ambree silver to black bottle. It's got aquatic notes. It's got mineral notes. It's got oud, apparently. I don't smell any oud. It's weird. It doesn't smell like the other Phantoms that much. Adding that freshness with the vanilla on the backbone is an interesting choice. Honestly, it kind of reminded me of like a soda at first, like a creamy vanilla soda. Is it my favorite of the Phantoms? Maybe. I haven't gotten to wear it yet. I've just tested it in the store, but my first initial impression just off the tester card was, it's nice. Is it going to blow anybody's mind? No, but it's solid. Plus the robot bottles are good conversation starters. Like my Toy Boy bottle right there. That's Toy Boy Pearl 2 or 2 Pearl or something like that. They're the best conversation starters for people that are like, oh, what's on your shelf? And you're like, oh, that is this fragrance. Tacky bottles, great conversation starters. So Phantom Elixir, I think, is probably my favorite of the Phantoms off of the initial spray, but I still need to give it a wear, so I will give it a future wearing. All right. And then the last of the designer fragrances that I've tried, and I have 2 niche in my hand. Terre de Hermes EDP Intense. Now, what was interesting is it has a lava note and has a stone note, and I was curious to what that would smell like with the Terre de Hermes notes in the background. The fragrance clerk sprayed it on and she goes, "This is the most disgusting fragrance I've smelled in years." And then she gave me the thing and I smelled it and I was like, this is gross. Like, this is not a good fragrance. This is the type of people who like the people who like zoologist T-Rex or like the weird indie, unique niche fragrances that won't be for everybody. That's this is going to be for. I do have it on. I'm like 8 or 9 hours into it. It does smell better on the dry down than the opening. I think the opening is one of the worst openings I've ever smelled. But like, I don't really know who this is going to be geared towards besides the people who like the off-putting niche fragrances or the indie fragrances. If you're into mass appealing fragrances, you'll hate this fragrance. And the Terre de Hermes line to me already caters towards the more mature crowd. Eau Givray is probably the best, most mass appealing from the Terre de Hermes line. I don't know who this was for besides that small niche group of people. It's not mass appealing. It's not something I would recommend. If you want to smell good, this wouldn't be the first thing I talk about. Yeah, EDP intense. I honestly think you definitely need to try this and experience just to be like, what? Like, what? But yeah, those are the new 2025 designer fragrances. And then the next two I have are niche fragrances. And the one I think is 2023 and then the other one's 2024. The first one is Passion Island and it's by, I'm going to totally mispronounce this, Mébius, I don't know, it's French. Passion Island though. It smells like you took Icon by Kajal, which is that bottle right there, mixed it with Pacific Lime by Atelier. You get the little Pacific Lime tart opening with the juicy passion fruit, and you kind of get that fragrance. It's a tropical fragrance, and I've decided tropical fragrances are kind of my new vibe, the ones that don't have coconut. If you like passion fruits, if you like citrus, juicy passion fruit citrus, you're probably going to like that fragrance. It reminds me the most of Icon. You can get Icon though for like $60 less. So I don't know if I would say it's that much better than Icon to spend over $200. I bought my bottle of Icon, I think for $140. It's good though. If you like tropical fragrances, you'll probably really like that fragrance. If you don't like tropical fragrances, probably not. But to me, it's like Icon mixed with Pacific Lime, smashed, and that's Passion Island. And the last but not least of my first impressions for this video is God of Fire by Stefan Humbert Lucas. Now, I do have this on. It's a mango forward fragrance. It is TikTok hyped beyond belief. It's TikTok hyped because of its amazing opening. Its opening is so good. And then its dry down is just pleasant. Now, a lot of people have compared it to this guy right here, which is Porthole by Lumari. Now, Lumari does have a caramel nuance. I do smell them differently. However, I do think they are similar enough to each other. You don't technically need both, but if you like your tropical fragrances, I also think it smells really good on me. I'm like 3 hours into this. I've probably worn this about 5 times so far. I had a buddy smell it on me the other day and he thought it was amazing. He liked it more than Passion Island, but Passion Island and God of Fire do smell different from each other. It's nice. Cool bottle. I think it's one that I might eventually pick up, but better opening than dry down, but the dry down still wasn't enough different for me to go, oh, I don't like this scent as much. I still think I like the scent. It smells good. At the end of the day, I like smelling good, and I think that smells good. Because I want to like the fragrances, but I want to know that people around me also like the fragrances. And when you wear something that you like and everybody else likes, you're going to get more compliments that way, and you're going to feel good about it. So I always say wear what you like, but wear things that you know other people will like too, because at the end of the day, more people are going to be smelling you than you smelling yourself. And you don't want to be putting EDP Intense, Terre de Hermes out into the world if you know people aren't going to really like it that much. But if you like being standoffish, that's totally great for you. Anyways, Let me know which of these have you tried. How are your experiences with them? Check out the YouTube shorts. That's where I post all of my first impressions always. So if you're not following me on the shorts, follow me on the shorts. And yeah, thanks guys. Bye.